just kill my ex. I still love you, though. Rather be in hell than alone.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triss.
Yeah!
Oh, there we go. Now I can aire. Good morning.
Yeah!
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, there we are. There we go.
It's loud and clear in your earlobes.
It was Crips.
Crips. Very cripsy. I want some crispy chicken today. That's what I want. What do you want to eat?
It's too early in the morning.
That's all I be thinking about when I wake up. Crispy chicken, lettuce, tomato. Hold it. The Mary J. Blige song. That remember she came out with that Burger King commercial. No. Anyways, good morning, everybody. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are live here in the Spark FM studios. Mary J. Blige, crispy.
What's this?
Chicken.
Piano?
Yes, this is Appiano. Here we go. Mary J. Blige.
I want to go to this concert.
See? Here we go.
What's in those new chicken snack wraps? What's in the new chicken
wraps?
Mary?
Crispy chicken, fresh lettuce, 3 cheeses, fresh rice and wrapped up in a tasty flour tortilla.
Crispy chicken with lettuce, tomato.
I've never heard that before.
That was back in 2012. That was before you was born, honey.
Oh my gosh. Definitely before my time.
Crispy chicken and lettuce.
Because the black people like crispy chicken.
Boy, I tell you, it was a wake-up rap almost. A wake-up rap, according to CK.
Wake-up rap.
Yes, so good morning. How are you guys doing on this fine Thursday? It is Thursday. And as you guys start to trickle on in the house, we're just going to do a quick little checkup and talk amongst ourselves, see what's going on. Hey, Tones, how are you, honey?
You know, I'm here. I'm here doing the thing that I do.
And what is that?
The morning show. I am doing very well. I'm tired. It was a long night. I've been doing the thing that was suggested to me, force myself to go to sleep at 12:30. I've been doing that for the past 2 nights, and I have been able to fall asleep. This morning I woke up at 5 a.m. though, and I was up 5 having crazy thoughts.
Rather crazy thought.
Yeah, it was a rather crazy thought, and then I went back to sleep for a little bit. And I just, I'm feeling a little lethargic.
Mm-hmm.
What's the part?
Like
lethargic,
a little run down, tired. I feel a little like that today.
Okay.
I think I need to figure out some better things to eat when I need better things to eat. What do y'all? I need some energy.
Live food.
Energy boosting food. Yesterday I made myself
some sweet potatoes.
I made myself a nice chickpea salad.
You need lively food. You need greens.
So I had a chickpea
Fiber.
salad with cucumbers, tomatoes, and some nice seasoned feta cheese. It was such a good salad.
Wonderful.
And then I had a little 2
Sans
slices.
the chickpeas, because that's silly.
Oh
You
my
know
gosh,
what's a good,
chickpeas are so good.
A good, nice, healthy restaurant.
Yeah.
It's just in the South End. Nushila. Mediterranean on West Cottage. What is it?
One of them West Streets.
One of them West Newton.
West Newton. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a Mediterranean
By
restaurant.
the street that the Villa Victoria is on, at the end of that street, at the corner of Mass Ave and West Newton Street. They got a nice Mediterranean.
Yeah.
That's maybe what I want today too. I had that. When was that? I had
Very
that on
fresh, very fresh.
last Friday. I had that Mediterranean, our Greek food over there. It's Mediterranean food over there.
Somebody told me that Daily Table actually makes like a good chickpea salad. Something. I love
See,
chickpeas.
I can't get into the chickpea just to have chickpea. I can't do it.
Oh, they're so filled with protein and so delicious.
They taste like dirt inside.
don't.
Maybe not dirt, but maybe they taste like dry inside.
They're very earthy, I would say.
Yeah, that. Well, earthy,
Yeah,
dirt,
earthy.
it's the same thing. What a difference. Yeah. It's very earthy. I can't do it. It just doesn't sit well with my soul.
It's a good source of protein. So
Yeah.
I would eat chickpeas. I eat chickpeas in many different ways.
I can only eat chickpeas in a roti.
in a roti.
Yeah.
And that's the way that I least like them, which is weird. But I want to eat something that's gonna give me a lot of energy because I just don't have a lot of energy anymore.
Energy.
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 But besides that, I'm doing good. Life's good. Rolling with the punches. And the punches are coming, but I'm rolling. And
Punch it back, girl. Punch it right back. Punch it in the face.
Punch it in the face. What is going on? So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
Nice.
I'm there.
All right. What about you, Rockstone Tristan?
I've been chilling. Yesterday was I've been working on the 420 brunch. Coming to y'all Saturday, April 20th. Did lock down my DJ and my host yesterday. The official DJ will be DJ Papa Don and myself, hosted by my brother Reese, aka Brogot. So I'm excited.
Where you find Brogot from?
Yeah. Boy, I tell you.
How he
How he
doing?
do some digging for these people.
How he doing?
He's doing good, man. So he's gonna be at the 420 brunch. He's gonna be the host, and I can't wait to drop the flyer. I was working on that flyer. I'm gonna give y'all a sneak.
Can you give me a sneak peek of
I'll give y'all a sneak because it's fly.
How about our flyer?
Yes, that's gonna be done today.
Oh, okay. I like yours and all, but
How about you, Sauce?
I did good. Big shout out to one of my best friends, Shanita. She celebrated her 5-year anniversary yesterday for Salvage Roots Hair Salon. It looks very expensive for Salvage Roots Hair Salon. So that was dope. Most businesses don't make it past their 5-year mark. So it's always inspiring to see when our friends are able to accomplish that type of feat. And so we were there last night. And then after that, I got caught up in South Bay, just walking around South Bay and looking for random things.
That don't sound right.
I was hanging out with the locals.
Nope.
With the natives of South Bay.
Nope. Nope.
Mass and Cassians. We were having a good time. Other than that, just kind of preparing for, we are going to start groundbreaking of our build out this week. So I'm excited about that and getting that up and running. And we had a really nice meeting last night, just to kind of get on the good foot, get on the right foot. Very brief. Get it in and out, get everybody updated and acclimated. And now we are here. And it's about 17 past the hour. So, let's get into this. Saucy and Friends in the Morning officially starts right now.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the Morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
We see you searching and searching, searching with passion, with intention, searching for a connection. In the dark, searching for a spark, something that makes the numbest parts of you feel something authentic, something real. They say it only takes one spark. It don't waste time to start a fire. That fire in your waistline, a burning desire for something more genuine than any other. Real music, real vibes, real culture. Something full of opportunity for the people, for everybody that embodies community. Something that feels like home is where the heart is. Home is where the spark is. We won't leave you in the darkness, and you know what the best part is? We see you, we hear you. Spark is your zone. So welcome.
Call Spark FM at 617-272-3387.
It's always nice to hear her.
It's always, it's very motivational. Gets us ready to start a fire. Yes, because Spark is your zone.
Spark is your zone.
Welcome
Why did
home.
she have to say fire?
That gave it a little bit more of a,
little
That you got one. That's what it did. It gave it a little bit of that. A little bit of that. Good morning to all of you guys checking in right now. Go ahead and give it up a share. Press that share button. Let people know what you're listening to. Let people know what turns you on in the morning. And that is us. Rockstone Triz, Miss Tony, Hot Sizzling Sauce. We're here to turn you right on. All right? And if you want more of that, stay right here and we'll keep doing it for you. That's what we'll do.
Yes.
With that said, people, let's get in. Let's see what it's effing cold outside.
It is.
It is freaking cold and yo no quiero.
Yo no quiero too.
Yo no quiero.
Second day of spring.
So it's Thursday. I know, right?
Yeah.
It's the second day of spring, and I feel like we're getting the coldest weather that we've had in the last, I don't even understand.
My friend Jill said March is menopausal.
It is. Well, no. Because menopausal will make it.
Well, you got hot flashes and cold and all of that.
I want a hot flash. Give us a hot flash. Because Sunday, when was it? Sunday was a really nice day. Sunday was a beautiful day. It was like 60 degrees out. Today is Thursday.
Sunday.
Today is Thursday. It's about 9:20 in the morning. It's going to be partly windy today. 40 degrees is our high. Only 40 degrees a high. 24 degrees as the low. Partly cloudy and windy. High near 40. Winds west of 25 to 35 miles per hour. Winds could occasionally gust over 40 miles per hour. Seems like it's a day to be spent inside of the home. Inside. Yeah. Inside. This nigga is sleeping. I mean, this person's sleeping. So I can't even look for no a confirmation. Affirmations, confirmations. I don't know. Good morning, Mike Nice. Good morning, Nelly. Good morning, Anna. Good morning, Opal. How are you guys doing today? If you guys are checked in, give us a little share. Give us a little good morning. Say good morning to Happy Manners.
Subscribe if you on YouTube, all that good stuff.
Yes, all of that. Run it up. Run it D up.
What is D?
What is that?
I was going to say D and another
DF.
word. Yeah, but then I feel like I've been kind of loose mouth lately, so I got to reel it in. Tighten up.
Nobody likes a loose mouth.
Orbits. Dirty mouth.
You liquor.
Cootie queen. All right, let's get into it. Today, again, is Thursday, 3/21. March is damn near over, so this is going to be interesting how the rest of this year starts to pan out for itself. With that said, beam falls on the South Station Tower and smashes window on the way down. And it smashed me too, and I need to sue. For some reason, I feel like I was there.
That's awful.
2 windows high on the South Station Tower, which is still under construction, were smashed Wednesday afternoon by a beam that fell from high above the streets of Boston. The general contractor working on South Boston Tower, Suffolk Construction, said in a statement that a piece of form work fell from an upper level of the structure and landed in a zone on the 9th floor that was condoned off and not accessible to the workers. A piece of the foam work is part of the surface of the form and framing used to contain and shape wet concrete until it can support itself. Form work includes the form on or within which the concrete is poured, as well as frames and bracing that provide stability.
Wow. That was a mouthful.
This is not how I got to start my morning. Yeah, go to this story. Let them tell it, because, child, I don't know what it say. The form and the beam, wet concrete, and the weed.
Big old
Weed.
And the weeds, and the front and the form and the framing.
Wow.
You got to know all of that in order to affirm it.
I do fear that every day.
The shattered glass high up on the tower, evidence of what appears to be a terrifying construction accident, as a long piece of steel somehow fell off the top of the building, breaking through windows, plummeting hundreds of feet, and then piercing through the 9th floor.
So it went through a concrete deck and then steel corrugated decking underneath. So it definitely had a a lot of force coming down there.
Wow.
The 9th floor stopped the free fall.
Wow.
A worker recording this video showing how the steel crashed through concrete and metal, left dangling right above the pathway to the commuter rail platforms.
If that landed down there, there's people coming off the trains is right below that.
Workers spent hours stabilizing and cutting the metal, sending sparks into the station below. And a divot in the asphalt on Atlantic Avenue just outside South Station marks the spot where witnesses say this large metal object crashed down, somehow missing cars. This woman's coworker was outside.
He said that he was walking out of the building and it fell in the middle of the street. He said it was either a beam or a piece of a crane.
The dangerous accident has rattled people who regularly come and go from South Station as they watch the glassy tower rise above them, and the close call is now prompting some to change their habits.
Sometimes you walk around with headphones and you're like, you know, you're just on your normal track on autopilot and you don't think anything can happen. But so now I'm going to pick my head up a little bit more, I guess.
Now, I did speak with a construction worker who was here today. He says there are a number of safety protocols on this job site. Suffolk Construction is building this tower. They tell us tonight they are still investigating exactly what went wrong.
That's terrible. That looks like it's scary. I'm glad that didn't end with anybody getting really hurt, because that looked like that would have took a couple people out, caught a few bodies.
That would have been awful.
State police identify a body pulled from Charles River in Boston. Massachusetts State Police have identified the body of a man pulled from the Charles River in Boston on Tuesday as an 80-year-old Newton resident.
No.
Jesus. Troopers responded to the Boston side of the river just east of the Massachusetts Avenue Bridge around 8:30 a.m. after a dog walker observed the body close to the riverbank. The state police marine unit moved the man's body to the shoreline, where Boston EMS officials pronounced him dead. Detectives later visited the man's apartment in Newton and spoke to people who knew him. His name hasn't been made public. In a statement, police said at this time there's no evidence that the man's death was a result of a criminal act. The state medical examiner's office is working to determine an official cause and manner of death.
Can you imagine just walking along the street and then happening upon a dead body?
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
That's a little disgusting. Because what do you do? What's your first reaction? Like, hold on. That is a dead. And that person. Oh, shit, that's a dead body.
Yeah. That's so
and then what do? You
crazy.
automatically call. Who do you don't call? You call 311 or 911, because 911 is for emergencies.
This
don't
311 to come pick it up. Come clean
Yeah,
it up.
You call
take
911.
a picture of it and send it to 311. Be like, y'all need to come clean up the bodies around the Charles.
No.
Terrible. Poor thing. I wonder if he was just out for a walk and, like, oh, that's awful.
And that 80 years old man.
80, yeah.
Sorry. Wow. Those kind of stories kind of make me sad. Yeah. A Boston man pleads guilty threatening interracial. Oh, he's threatening an interracial couple on Facebook. What do you think is wrong with people?
Cooked.
Why are you threatening them? What did they do to you?
They just
Why?
being.
What was you calling an N-word lover?
Probably.
Was that where you're at? Is that where we're at in 2024?
Yeah.
A Massachusetts man who sent death threats to an interracial couple on Facebook. Facebook Messenger, after they posted about their engagement in December 2020, pleaded guilty to charges related to the crimes.
Yeah.
Stephen M. DeBardenius, 46 of Boston and Dedham, faces 3 charges in connection with the harassment and attempts to prevent the couple from going to the police. His sentence was scheduled for June 10th, 2024, and he's been indicted by a federal grand jury since 2021. That's how long it takes you to get sentenced? So I'm sitting in jail for 3 years waiting to get sentenced.
And
you ain't gonna let me know what, as he should. But that's crazy.
Yeah.
And for 3 years, I'm just in here chilling out without
and then
knowing
people
nothing.
Ask you, like, what you in jail for? Sending threats
to who?
on the internet.
The black people. Oh, really? Is that what you do?
Yeah.
So the man had sent messages to a white woman and a black man who posted engagement pictures on Facebook in late December 2020. He did not personally know the couple and was able to see their pictures through mutual Facebook friends.
Yeah.
The 46-year-old man sent the couple several threatening messages laced with racial slurs. When the couple told the man they would be reporting him to police, the office said he wrote back, "Snitches get stitches."
Yeah.
And sent a picture of brass knuckles along with further threats and slurs. After the couple reported the messages to local police, federal law enforcement was contacted. The man's full list of charges includes transmitting in interstate commerce threats to injure a person, tampering with a witness and victim by intimidation, threats and corrupt persuasion, and tampering by harassment. The case demonstrates that you cannot cowardly hide behind a keyboard and spread bigotry, imitation, and fear. The man's case is being prosecuted by Assistant U.S. Attorney Tori B. Cummings and Nadine Pellegrini of the Criminal Division. The Suffolk District Attorney's Office gave valuable assistance in the case, and the announcement has been made by Levy's office that, he's about to be sentenced.
He needs one hard slap across his face.
A B-lick.
Yeah. Yeah.
An absolute B-lick.
From reach from back
here.
Yeah.
And whapash.
And whoosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because why you do that?
What's wrong with you? Are you stupid?
Who behaves in that manner? Like that's the stories that we read, I can understand if it was like provoked or warranted, or sometimes sometimes you can tell a little story like I see what he did there. But in these kind of cases, you don't even know them people. Why you not minding your business? Then you gonna tell them snitches get stitches and send them a picture of some brass knuckles?
Yeah.
First of all, where did you get those?
And who are you threatening? Who are you threatening in that way? That is the silliest thing I've ever heard. And now you're in jail for it because you're stupid. Yeah. Why are you in jail? Because you're stupid.
Yes, very stupid. And I don't take too kindly to stupidity.
Me either, at all. At all.
Makes me upset.
Makes me angry.
Loud noises. Oh, Father. A woman is arrested in connection with the shooting of David Ortiz in the Dominican Republic. Oh, no. We didn't find him already.
Exactly. Well, no,
well, we
thought
found
we
them,
did
but now we're
arrest them.
finding out a woman's connected.
No,
we still looking for more people.
That's what we were still investigating it. That was in 2019. That was before the pandemic. A woman has been arrested in the Dominican Republic on Tuesday in connection with the shooting of Red Sox legend David Ortiz in 2019. Police officers assigned to the National Central Office, Interpol, Santo Domingo, arrested Maria Fernanda Visalmil Marzenzalia, 25, of Venezuela. In connection, I swear to God, Maria Fernanda Visamil Manzanilla.
Manzanilla.
She's 20. That's butter.
Is that butter?
That's butter.
That's mantequilla.
Mantequilla.
But manzanilla is a something.
Apple.
Oh, it's chamomile.
Why the hell do you know what chamomile means in Spanish?
That's
crazy. In connection with the June 9th, 2019 shooting at the entertainment center, the man who pulled the trigger was sentenced to 30 years in prison in 2022. Ortiz was rushed to the hospital before being flown back to the U.S., where he was hospitalized for several months. He has since made a full recovery. Police have not yet announced what charges the woman faces in connection with the shooting. The additional information was not immediately available. She's a stick-up kid. That's what happened. Yeah. She probably got him and seduced him, and then had somebody come and try to shoot him. I figured it out. Solved it. No more investigation of this.
You must be CSI.
Oh, is this when it happened?
Red Sox player was shot at a Dominican nightclub back in 2019.
Oh, no, it's just a review, but yeah.
What thing? He was just sitting there enjoying his drink, and they came up and shot him in his back. That is awful.
And now he's got to make weed to feel comfort again.
Well, but at least
what's it called? Big Poppy.
Big Poppy.
I think it's just Big Poppy.
His blunts.
Big Poppy Canna.
Yeah, Big Poppy. Yeah. My Poppy something.
Canna rolls.
Canna. And they make them in like the little brown
balls.
They make them in a cigar roll.
Where'd you get that from?
Isn't there a little baseball bat on the thing? On the cones?
Oh, the big slugger. Because
is it in the form? Is it in the form of a little blunt?
It's the little cones, but isn't there a baseball bat on the cone thing? I thought so.
We're gonna investigate.
I had one.
Ooh, what'd you do with one?
Poppy cannabis.
Yeah.
Poppy can see it.
Yeah, he has one called the Big Slugger, right?
Yeah, see?
I want to see it.
Yeah.
No, this one, but that don't have
sweet sluggers.
But that don't have a bat on it.
It's shaped like a bat.
It's shaped like a bat. Yeah.
You guys can grab those over at Yamba Market.
Yes,
you can.
Oh,
you right over there.
I was in my 5 o'clock wake up this morning. I was just falling down a rabbit hole of lots of things. I see that Yamba Market is having little tiny desk Tiny Trap concert next Saturday, next Friday.
Yes.
That's what the hell they invite us for? What the hell? Oh, you're on the market. You want to have things. Don't invite people. All right.
Can I get my invite? North Attleboro police searching for a man who threw brick through a station window.
Well, they need to throw a brick at him.
Tough on crime.
I'm tired of everybody. What you do should be done to you.
Yes, absolutely. Because it's stupid. Why are you throwing a brick? Right. Why are you doing that?
Right.
Like, what is the reason that you feel that you should do that? You picked up a brick and you was like, oh, look at this big window. Let me just throw this brick through it. Right. Or is that premeditated? Do you think about that prior to that?
That reminds
what
me.
do you do?
Remember the little man in the wheelchair that was scraping at the window at the liquor store?
Yeah, that's definitely premeditated. We have the clip right here.
Let's see him do it.
The window, it's still covered up with plastic as police look for whoever did this.
We want to try to locate this individual and speak with them and see what their motive was.
Video from Northborough Police shows a man dressed in dark clothes walking around the police station around 6 Wednesday morning. In the video, he stops, sits down, and picks up a brick. Then he walks to the far side of the building out of view from the camera, where police say he threw the brick through a window into a room where officers frequently meet. Police posting pictures of the broken window and the brick.
Clearly, station security is a critical thing.
The man ran off, police posting a closer photo of the suspect.
The brick went about 30 feet from the outside into the inside of that room, went over a workstation. An hour later, had it happened, there were people in the room.
Police say no one was hurt, but now they're trying to figure out who this man is.
Clearly, we're kind of turning to the public. In this case, the officers who were working the overnight shift last night were not in the station. They were out on the road at that hour.
Right now, police say they don't have a motive.
Was this?
Where's Northborough?
Was the police station closed at the time that this happened?
Because it looked like all the lights and everything was off in the police station. Maybe he just...
Nobody was there that could have ran out and seen?
And they didn't got no better surveillance camera around the police station? I feel like that should be automatic.
Yeah.
It's near Marlborough and Southborough and Westborough.
And where them boroughs is?
Where they find them boroughs be at?
I don't know where any of those are. They had to have all four of the boroughs right there together. North, south, east, and west. It's just one, and then they split it in four.
What? What? Let's get into so this next story is an update from the from the man that died on the team. Just you're gonna have to play this whole video. They said that they have video surveillance of it. I scanned it. It is not. Oh, this one is the actual. I'm going to scan it before we actually play it to make sure that it is not. So the attorney representing the man caught in the door. There's another video downer. I don't know if you want to play that one. Play this one. Yes.
Why is the video just coming?
It's been out before.
Oh, okay.
But okay. I don't. Maybe not the full. Just many clips of it.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, no. Don't play it.
I mean, you don't see it. This is horrible for the family. I mean, you can play. Play the first one.
You told him.
And disclaimer: it doesn't show anything. It would just show him caught in the door. So you're not gonna see impact or anything like that. Thank you to the news. They did a good job of doing that. But let's go into the clip. So this is before you get into the attorney representing the man caught in the door of the MBTA Red Line train and dragged to his death in Boston last year has released surveillance video of the horrific incident. Robinson Lalin, 39 of Boston, died on April 10th, 2022, when he was pinched in the doorway of an inbound Red Line train on the Broadway platform around 12:30 a.m. and was dragged, suffered fatal injuries, and died. His family is filing a wrongful death suit against the MBTA, as they should. And here goes the clip, Tristan. Spark FM, you are live. Hello.
Can you take me off live, please?
I can't right now. We're live.
Okay. I'm just trying to reach there's a guest waiting to be let into the studio.
Yep, okay. Thank you.
An apology. We deserve something from the MBTA. They're responsible for it.
Now, 2 family members have filed a lawsuit claiming the MBTA failed to properly inspect, maintain, repair, and monitor the door and alarm systems that are supposed to prevent accidents like this. The lawsuit also claims that the operator of the train did not follow procedures by failing to confirm the platform and subway doors were clear before pulling away. A statement issued by lawyers representing the family reads in part, "What happened to Robinson could happen to any T-rider, and it is the hope that this lawsuit will bring justice for his family and what happened to him, and some much-needed accountability for the MBTA." The lawsuit does not specify an amount of damages, but it does say Leyland's family, including his 2 children, are entitled to be compensated for the pain he suffered before he died.
Late today, a spokesman for the MBTA said in an email that Mr. Leyland's death was a tragedy and the MBTA has extended its deepest condolences to his loved ones. Now, this lawsuit filed by the family does not mention the operator of the train as a defendant. The T said today that that operator is no longer an employee. Live in South Boston, David Beating, WCB.
So the because it operated into its due diligence to look both ways?
Yeah.
Oh. That's
why
terrible.
Why is it a question that this family should be compensated?
Yeah, like what would be the
pushback?
What would be the pushback?
Right.
To compensating them. That doesn't make a total lot of sense.
That is such a tragic crazy thing to happen.
And seeing that little clip of the video, like he really got dragged.
I didn't watch it. I couldn't.
It's not crazy, but it is, the fate of what happened, so that is what you're thinking about.
And like we know that he lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
life.
Tragic.
Yeah. Very tragic.
Very, very tragic.
Yeah.
There's a story here. Oh, Codman Square group remains fed up with fast food. This must be the same group that won't let Popeyes open, huh? The Dorchester Reporter reports that Codman Square Neighborhood Council voted to oppose plans to turn the Oriental House Chinese place into a Boston Fried Chicken place, in part because the square already has enough fast food in the form of McDonald's and KFC. The group had earlier worked to keep Popeyes out. The proposed operating...
Oh my gosh, Oriental House has been there for so long.
Is that the one that we just got food from the other day?
No, we got it from China Station.
Oh.
But Oriental House is the little one that's been there forever. Rob used to work there and deliver for there, remember? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the proposed operator objected to being thrown in with the Popeyes, though, because he planned to offer gyros, hamburgers, and salads as well.
Oh, nice.
That's nice. See, he was like, it's not just fried chicken. We've got some nice healthy options as well. I agree with them. I don't understand why we can't put like a little mom and pop, salad place or super salads or
I don't know why we can't bring back gyros with their little stir fry.
Yeah, Lou.
That was nice. That was a fresh, good, healthy meal.
I hate looking for food in the hood. I hate looking for food.
Because you can't find nothing healthy.
Everything is all junk.
Because if you wanted to get a little salmon and potato lunch, where would you go to get that?
Right.
You gotta wait till Zaz open up at 5 in the afternoon.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I don't get it.
If Zaz open up at 5 in the afternoon.
I just don't get it. Like, I hate that. Thinking about you gotta go to Lambert's to buy a salad.
Yep.
Or Lambert's to get a food. Because at least Lambert has a little hot
fresh
lunch.
Food.
Yeah. So like, where else do you go? Or some of these, like Brothers or something like that, where you can get a little arroz con pollo. How come they don't make arroz con pollo in places like that? Ain't that an easy thing to just
Brothers?
give? Yeah.
I don't want the white people making no.
They are not white people, Tristan.
Not Brothers in Mattapan Square, Brothers Supermarket.
Yeah. No, not them.
Yes, they should. Yes.
But even,
but where could you get a fast, healthy meal in the hood?
You can.
Write it in the comments. Call us up. Let us know if you know a place where you can get a fast, healthy, good, delicious meal in the hood.
Oh, listen, people on top of that. Shout out to them.
Oh, fresh food. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's what I might have today.
That's what I'm going to have
today.
today.
I actually am going to have that as well.
Fresh Food's really they're closed for a while. They're doing some stuff.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
Come on.
They're closed until April 2nd.
Jess says, I wish Boston had those Chinese food spots where they do steamed food, salmon, potatoes, corn. Oh my God, delicious, but only in NYC.
I don't know that.
I don't know no
That doesn't
NYC
sound-
Chinese food restaurant that do all of that, Jess.
Me
Don't
either.
even
Where
say
that
that. Jess, they don't do that. All the Chinese, they give you mad duck sauce.
Yeah.
And they give you mad duck sauce on the rice, make it seem like a soup. And then they put 2 pieces of chicken fingers on it with some more duck sauce, and they do the red duck sauce
egg.
and an egg and a fried chicken, fried like black people, which is not Chinese either. So I don't know what the hell.
And plantains. And plantains.
And
You can get
plantains, yes,
in the
and
Chinese
plantains.
food
And mashed
now.
plantains.
And sometimes it got a little curry on it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's that New York thing.
Yeah.
It's weird.
We here in Boston most likely have the best Chinese food
Yeah,
ever.
I believe that.
You know,
I
so
absolutely
y'all gotta chill out with that New York bull crap. But yeah, I don't know where else you're supposed to get a nice dinner. In order to get that, you have to go to like a restaurant and sit down and get it.
Yeah.
And that way you end up paying about $25 for a little salmon plus a little drink. You can't even afford a drink, so you got to get a water with lemon on the side.
And you got a tip too.
And you got a tip. I don't want to do all that. It's a tip drill, you know.
Oh wow.
A man sought as swastika scrawler at Central Square T stop. Transit police report they are looking for a guy they say took time out of his no doubt busy day to scrawl swastikas inside the Central Square Red Line station around 5 a.m. in the morning on March 11th.
He woke up early.
He woke up early to choose violence and racism and bigotry. I want you to get a life, Mr. Sir.
Sir, please.
Massachusetts investigating insurer for possible medical overcharging. That's been happening for a while. And then we just read about that. So I believe, let me see, do we have anything else here?
Yeah.
Oh, Northborough police search for man who threw, nope.
Living comfortably in Boston requires.
Oh, yes. I put this one in there this morning. So to all of you people who are trying to figure out how you're supposed to afford living in Massachusetts, living comfortably in Boston requires you to make, how much do you guys think? How much do you guys think you got to make a year living in Boston to live comfortably?
$1 million.
Put it in the comment section. Let me know what you think. How much money do you need to make in order to live comfortably in Boston? A new study says it's more than all, but a few other major cities in the United States. The report from the Smart Asset looked at 99 of America's largest cities. In Boston, a single adult needs to make $60 an hour, or $124,000 a year.
$60 an hour.
$60 an hour.
Yeah.
Most places are giving you, like when you could get a little $27 an hour, you lit. You're lit.
Yeah.
So where are you supposed to go, and what kind of job you got to have to make $60,000 an hour?
$60 an hour. You definitely have to be a stripper.
A stripper and sell a few bricks. Here is the clip right
For the next
here.
5 years. The survey shows high rent costs, the ability to buy a home, and career prospects all play a role.
So certainly the housing cost of rent. I mean, that screamed at you as you read the survey results. Not surprisingly, transportation issues.
Nico George just moved here with his girlfriend. Their rent is $3,000 a month. Do you see yourself staying here a long time?
It depends. I want to go to medical school, so it depends on where I go for that.
$2,200 with a roommate.
Maddie Hall is a travel nurse. Right now, she lives in Saucy, which took her 3 months to find.
Yeah.
Would you stay here long term?
Probably just a few years. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'd have to move out.
The chamber says young people are prioritizing mental health and personal relationships more than their careers. The Chamber Foundation said in order to ensure young people want and choose to remain in Greater Boston, public officials must address important issues involving available jobs, home ownership, and rent costs.
This survey says that it's very important to maintaining and keeping young people in Greater Boston, which, by the way, is our competitive advantage. We can't lose people at a very high rate.
27-year-old Christine Kohler lives in Chinatown. She pays $1,900 a month.
Needless to say, I'm moving.
She says the stresses of a healthy work-life balance is hard to maintain.
It's just too expensive to have like a social life. And it's too bad because it's a great city.
In Boston, I'm Paul Burton, WBZ News.
It's disgusting. They said for 2 working adults with 2 children, the total required salary to live comfortably is $319,000 between the 2 of you to raise your 2 children. Boston is one of only 6 cities where families need to make over $30,000 to comfortably raise kids. The others are San Francisco, San Jose, Arlington, Virginia, New York, and Oakland. Why the hell is can one of y'all explain it to me though? Why is Boston so expensive? Like, what is it that is driving up the cost of it?
I don't know. I mean, what was they said $60 an hour. I'm looking at a stat from Only in Boston page. It says $41.64, the hourly wage that a Massachusetts household must earn working 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year, in order to afford the fair market rent for a 2-bedroom rental unit without paying more than 30% of their income, according to the National Low Income Housing Coalition. I don't know why it's so expensive to live here in Boston. And then it's a lot of these old buildings, because we're not getting into the newer buildings. It's a lot of these older buildings that require a lot of work that you have to move into. People are paying $1,900 for a room in a 4-bedroom apartment. It's crazy.
That's
here.
wild.
It is wild.
Smart Assets said it came up with the salary numbers by following a 50-30-20 budget. The method allocates 50% of pre-tax to pre-tax take-home pay for needs like housing, health insurance, transportation, and groceries. 30% for wants like vacation and dining out, and 20% set aside for savings and saving down. No. Stop me at the 51. I'm not gonna go on no vacation, and I can't afford no savings, so I can make less if I need to.
Right.
Shoot. So yeah, that is it. If you are moving here, don't. It's expensive. And if you are here and thinking about moving out, maybe you should think about that, because it's ridiculously expensive here for absolutely no goddamn reason. And last but not least, urgent need. There's an urgent need in the city. The city announces $21 million for mental and behavioral health services for Boston youth. The city has earmarked $21 million in federal funding to address an urgent need for additional mental and behavioral health programs and services for city youth, the mayor said on Wednesday. The initiative by the Boston Public Health Commission and Boston Public Schools are part of the city's response to the urgent need for more mental health supports for young people, and to develop a larger and more diverse behavioral health workforce. The announcement comes as the public mental health report shows a notable increase in Boston Public School students who are feeling persistent sadness and hopelessness, and more high schoolers who are reporting suicidal thoughts. Good Lord. That's terrible. So if you guys have a program or anything, there's lots of funding out there. We'll put these articles up somewhere so that you guys can find them and figure out, or just Google what you could need to do in order to get some of this. I mean, it's big money that they have coming up. $2.5 million from ARPA, 2.3 from BPHC. The 10 Boston public schools are all of these schools that need help. So there's a lot going on. So keep it locked. We'll tell you guys more about that later. Up next, we'll be talking to our good friends over from the Urban League, Mr. Rashawn Hall, about what they have going on and all the new programs and services that they have to offer to the city. So make sure you keep it locked and stay tuned in. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music.
No doubt. You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
What is this, Doctor? This is the Spark of New England, Spark FM. Bringing the heat back to the airwaves. Turn us up. All right, let's take a look.
Did you know that you can now get a standard Massachusetts driver's license regardless of your immigration status? To get help with your application, a list of all required documents, and nearby appointment scheduling, visit mass.gov/WFMA. Your license is your way forward, so why not get started today? Register now at mass.gov/WFMA or call 857-368-WFMA.
Massachusetts Social Equity Program creates pathways into the cannabis industry for those most harmed by the war on drugs. The The Cannabis Control Commission offers free education and tools to navigate the legal marketplace, including focused training and support on entrepreneurship, management, entry-level employment, and ancillary vendor support. To apply, visit masscannabiscontrol.com/equity. That's MASS cannabiscontrol.com/equity.
Did you get a call or message that mentioned Social Security that made you feel threatened or scared? That is not the Social Security Administration. Social Security will not threaten you, press you for personal information, or demand instant payment. Social Security does not accept payments by gift card, prepaid debit card, internet currency, or by mailing cash. Criminals use these forms of payment because they are hard to trace. Don't fall for it. Hang up, ignore them. Report this criminal activity to oig.ssa.gov.
Hello, I'm Marissa Jarrett Winoker. Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. 1 in every 4 Americans is infected with HPV. For many people, the virus hides inside them and they never develop symptoms. But for others, HPV links directly to cancer. My cancer almost ended my career. It almost ended me. The good news is, there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. The HPV vaccine is recommended for children 11 to 12 years old, and a catch-up vaccine may be an option for teens and young adults. Talk to your doctor. You don't want HPV hiding inside of you. Go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more. Together, we can stop cancer before it starts.
Spark FM.
I know you nasty. She be touching on her own body.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
Said she wanna take me away. Said she wanna take me away. Said she wanna show me the way.
Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com. Turn us up. Spark FM.
And we are back. And you guys know by now when we have an interview, it's something that you guys should know about, be aware of. So you can't say, I didn't know. How do they market? When did they even tell us anything? So we bring it for you so you guys can't say that. So make sure that you guys are pressing that share button and letting people know what you are listening to and the fact that we got all the things that you guys need to know up on here to get it done. Today, we are with our good old Urban League president. You're the president of the Eastern Massachusetts League.
Eastern Massachusetts.
Presidency. Okay. So, again, we like to start out with the basics. Rasan was here earlier last year, and we want to make sure that we are keeping good relationships and keeping updated with all the services and providers that we have here in the city of Boston. So tell us again, what is the Urban League and what does the Urban League do?
So the Urban League is a 105-year-old civil rights
Good
organization.
Lord,
yes, ma'am. We've been around for a minute. So, at the turn of the century, black folks were fleeing the South, fleeing racial violence, heading to northern cities. And when they got to northern cities, they found racial violence and discrimination. They weren't able to get jobs, and sometimes they weren't trained for the jobs that were available. And so the Urban League started with training people, but also advocating to make sure that people could get the jobs that they were qualified for. And that work continued over the decades. It expanded to advocating for housing and quality educational opportunities. We were involved in the March on Washington. And, over the last several decades, under the leadership of National Urban League President Mark Morial, we've been focused on 5 issue areas that are connected to economic development.
Is Mark still there?
He still is.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
for him.
he was actually just in town this past weekend. We had a small reception for him from some board staff and stakeholders.
Found out about him when I attended an Urban League conference. That had to be maybe like 5 years ago, and that's when I fell in love with the Urban League and all of its different offerings. And That was a cool time.
Yeah.
I still have some friends now to that.
Oh, so that's awesome. I mean, and that's the work that we continue to do. Economic development across 3 pillar areas: employment, which is workforce development and entrepreneurship. But we also focus on education, health, housing, and justice. And justice is kind of a catch-all. It's voting rights, it's criminal law reform, it's environmental justice. And so we do programming in those areas, we do advocacy in those areas, and then we do public education in those areas. And so mostly for our affiliate, the Urban League of Eastern Massachusetts, we're focused on workforce development and entrepreneurship. I heard you all were talking about housing. We'll be doing some housing work. The current building that we have, which is in Nubian Square, right in the heart of Nubian Square.
Is that the one that they're talking about building now? Like they did some groundbreaking on it?
We haven't done it yet. So I think probably in August we're going to break ground. They're going to knock down the current building and then rebuild it. We'll be on the first floor, and then there'll be 43 units of affordable housing on top and behind where we currently are.
So that means that you'll be moving from Warren Street.
So temporarily, we'll still be, the Urban League will still be at 88 Warren, right across from the library, Boys and Girls Club, courthouse. That's where we are. But over the next probably 18 months to 2 years while the construction is happening, we'll be located somewhere else. Haven't figured that out yet. So if anybody got some property for rent that's in Nubian Square, holla at your boy.
Holla. Let them know.
And the programming that we offer will continue. We have a coding program where we're teaching people who just have a high school diploma or equivalent and teaching them coding so that they are trained for entry-level positions in the tech sector.
And the good thing about that is that you actually give them a stipend for the training, right?
Provide a stipend as well.
See, I love a stipend. If you're going to train me to do something and pay me,
hello, somebody.
Consider me in.
And we don't charge for it either.
Oh, what? That's dope.
Yeah, we have an entrepreneurship program. It's a 13-week accelerator program for women and minority-owned business enterprises. It's been shown to increase people's business revenue by 36% on average. So,
and when do they do that?
Yeah, we've got a couple of cohorts going. We've got one that's currently happening in Brockton. We've got one currently happening in Boston, and we have one up in the North Shore that just graduated.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're rolling, and we'll be launching a new one probably in a couple of months, and over the years we'll continue to do these. We do it in partnership with the Urban League of Springfield and a program called Interrise.
I heard you say something about Brockton. I didn't know how. Two questions. How far does the Urban League of Eastern Massachusetts? It covers all of Massachusetts, or
covers all of Eastern Massachusetts. Okay. So basically, I'm claiming Worcester to P-Town. And everything in between. So now, historically, our programming has been centered and focused in Boston. That's where we are. That's where the largest concentration of Black folk and people of color are. But the reality is, when you look at some of the gateway cities in Eastern Massachusetts, we're there too in large enough numbers, like Brockton, like Fall River, New Bedford, Framingham, Medford, Everett, Lowell, Lawrence, Lynn. And so those are some of the things, those are some of the locations where I've been having conversations with folks on the ground in different community organizations, finding ways that we can bring our programming and or advocacy to fill in the gaps and to come alongside the organizations that are already doing good work. But there are enough issues out there and enough funding out there for all of us to eat and impact the issues that are impacting our communities.
And then bringing it back, it's very important that programs or organizations like the Urban League is around because of what you do. Like all of these things that people constantly complain they're not able to get into, or the opportunities are not there. You guys do provide them. Yeah. Right. And we were talking briefly about Brockton again. And you said that you guys are going to be stepping into Brockton High School to kind of help out around that effort. What was what's the story around there?
Yeah, well, not too long ago, a couple of members of the Brockton School Committee called for the National Guard to be called in to address the violence and disruption that was happening in the school. Unfortunately, I saw that as a political stunt to draw more attention to some very real issues that are happening in the school. We've got $18 million budget deficit that we're dealing with. A lot of teachers have been laid off, faculty and staff been laid off, faculty and staff of color, last hired, first fire, have been laid off. There's a lack of cultural competency that exists. And so there is going to be disruption when a teacher calls in and there's no substitute to fill in. Kids are just left to hang out in the cafeteria and roam the hallways.
And that ain't never a good idea.
Look, where they say idle hands are the devil's workshop.
I tell you.
So that's what's been happening. And in a school of 3,600 students, it's the largest school in Massachusetts, one of the largest on the Eastern Seaboard. You're going to have those types of issues. Absolutely. And so I understand why someone would say, let's get some help in here. And when you think of the National Guard, when they were during the pandemic handing out PPE, I could understand why someone would make the link. Well, maybe they could come in and be hall monitors. But the reality is those people are trained for war. Right. They're soldiers. We don't need soldiers in our school. And so what myself and others did was, one, to just make a show of support for the students, the faculty, and the staff. We held a standout when the kids were returning from spring vacation or winter break. Just at 6:30 in the morning, we were out there holding signs like, we care about you, we support you, we're here for you, just to send a message. Because the narrative that was out there about our school was so problematic. And
these kids were just savages.
Exactly. Images on Fox
Yesterday
News.
was the first time that we heard from one of the students that said it's not all violent here.
Exactly.
They still have art programs and stuff.
Amazing programs and amazing students.
We faulted into that too from reading, mainstream media. Obviously, having to get a little bit deeper into the story is like, wait, what is really going on over there? Like, what is the issue?
Exactly. And so several organizations came together, Urban League, the NAACP of Brockton, Cape Verdean Women United, Haitian Community Partners, C-Plan, Brockton Interfaith Communities. We all came together to organize a community meeting because we recognize that the solution has to come from the community. Yes, we need more funding. Yes, there needs to be someone held accountable for why we're missing that money. But in the meantime, in the meantime, we've got to make sure that the community is stepped up. Are we volunteering in our schools? Are we mentoring our students? Are there programs that already exist that are doing great work that need some more resources or just a light shown on them so that people can connect with them? Are there parents who have needs because they're dealing with multiple kids or working multiple jobs or have mental health issues or other stressors that there's some program or some resources that are available to help them out? And so those are some of the things that we tried to bring up in a community town hall that we organized. And so now the follow-up is working with the principal Kevin McCaskill, who used to be over at Madison Park, is now the principal at Brockton High School, is doing a great job.
What is it?
Lean on me.
Lean on me.
I mean, I don't know if we need Joe Carter with his back.
I don't think he can handle almost 4,000 students either.
And I'm glad that you brought that up. The fact that Brockton High School is the largest high school, has the most students on this side of the Mason-Dixie line. What is there a way that they could kind of, maybe it's too many students? Is that?
I don't know that it's too many students. I just think it's about the distribution of resources and other interventions. We should be looking at restorative justice practices and programs that can begin to address the disruption that's happening in our school. We need to make sure that there are after-school programs available and that the community, again, that there is a sense of community, that the students know that people in this community care about me. So I just can't go out here and act any old type of way and not know. But that takes a lot of work. When you think about the demographics of Brockton, it's the blackest city in New England by percentage, but you've got a lot of people who are Cape Verdean. You've got a lot of people who are Haitian. You've got a lot of Latinx folks. Some are from like Puerto Rico and the DR, but then there's some who are from Central and South America who are there. But then also there is a significant white population in the city of Brockton. And so connecting and caring across cultural, ethnic, national origin, and racial lines can sometimes be challenging, but that's what makes Brockton so beautiful. And so the hope is that as we continue to engage in public education, connecting people with resources, praising and celebrating our kids, the ones who are doing good, and providing supports for the ones who have run astray, then we'll get there over time. But it's really about community engagement in organizing.
Sorry, there's a little rumble in the jungle over here.
I'm like, what's going on? What's happening?
Duck. One of the other questions, thank you for bringing that up about Brockton, because it is something that we have constantly spoken about here.
And we're constantly hearing about it in such a negative light, because even today I was browsing through some news articles, and it's like, this Massachusetts school is one of the worst in the nation.
Yeah,
and so it's
really not.
we
have an international baccalaureate program in our school. And not everybody has an IBC program. And those are highly touted schools. We have an amazing fine arts and drama and music department. Like, that's the value of having all of the kids in the city go to that one high school. The cross collaboration that happens with students, really talented and smart students who go there. But, why let the facts get in the way of a good narrative that gets clicks?
True. Why tell the truth when it's more fun to say, bad things that are happening there? So you guys are doing a lot of work all over, it looks like. Everywhere that you cover, you're trying. What do you guys need from the community? Like, how can people show up and how can people volunteer? Where do they have to go? What do they have to do?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you, Saucy, for asking that question, because like most organizations, we run off of the donations and support, both in time, talent, and treasure from people. And so I think financial contributions are always a support. There's a donation page on our website, ULEM, as in Massachusetts.org, that people can go and support. We have events. We've got a women's empowerment breakfast on May 21st, where we are honoring women.
We love breakfast.
Yes, we love breakfast and we love women. Amen.
Exactly.
Where we'll be honoring a woman who's a leader from the corporate sector, someone from the nonprofit sector, and a rising star. And that's going to be at Fenway Park on May 21st.
Oh, Fenway got good food, too.
Yeah, they actually do a good job.
A beautiful
view of the stadium.
Of the stadium in that place where they have the food and all
the pavilion. So that'll be nice. I think in terms of volunteering, we have two organized auxiliary organizations within the Urban League that coordinate our volunteer efforts, and one is for young professionals, people between 21 and 40, called the Young Professional Network. And so that is the organization where young people come together, young adults, young professionals come together for enrichment opportunities and service opportunities that are furthering the aims of the Urban League, and also some fundraising efforts. And then everyone else is the Guild, is a member of the Guild, and that's whatever age. If you're a member of the Urban League, you can be a member of the Guild. And so the Guild has several events like health awareness. We have a heart healthy awareness session that's coming up. We do things around diabetes. We're presenting on prostate health awareness at the State House. So those are the ways that folks can get involved. You can take out a membership on our website. But it's really important to, one, spread the word about the services and the resources that we have. We've got this coding boot camp. We've got this entrepreneurship program.
Well, stop right there. The entrepreneurship program, I know that you said that there's several cohorts. What other resources do you provide to small businesses and people trying to get into workforce development? Like if they're not into coding, what other things do you guys have?
Right. So primarily, we connect people with other services. We have two online platforms for job searches. One is called the Equal Opportunity Commons, where people can go and look and find employment opportunities. We also provide access through Job Case. And then something that we'll be launching soon is in a partnership with Rework America, where we're doing skills-based employment efforts. And essentially what that is getting employers to list job descriptions based on the skills that are necessary, as opposed to the certifications, requirements, and experience necessary. What is the skill set?
What do I need to be able to do to get this job? Not how much experience. Because that's another huge thing about people, the barriers to getting, good jobs. We were just reading before here, it takes an average of about $60 an hour to live comfortably here in Boston, Massachusetts. And a lot of those high-paying jobs require a lot of sets of degrees and skills and stuff like that. For people who are a little bit below that, who don't necessarily have those degrees that still want to make a good living wage, they're always asking for a lot of experience.
Exactly.
And sometimes they're like, I ain't got none. But I can do this.
Or you've got the experience, but you don't have the credentials.
Okay, yep.
And that's another issue. And I say hats off to the governor and lieutenant governor for revamping the employment requirements for some state jobs and removing the degree requirements for some of them, because sometimes somebody is probably the best person for the job, but they don't have a bachelor's degree, and therefore they're automatically disqualified for it. And so that's what the Rework America initiative, skills-based employment, is trying to do. So we're working with both employers and people who are seeking employment to find employment opportunities based on the skill set that they have. So we want to work with them to get their resumes reconfigured so that it is attractive to employers who are looking to hire someone with a certain set of skills.
That's amazing. I had a quick question. You spoke about membership into the Urban League. What does membership mean? What does that come with?
Membership gives you access to our newsletter, the events that we are hosting. We have an annual meeting every year that you're invited to, and then there'll be special discounts for tickets to the theater or tickets to see the Red Sox. Sometimes it's tickets to see the Celtics. Those are different opportunities that are available for membership. And we're not a membership-driven organization like some organizations. The membership has regular membership meetings and takes votes on the issues. That's not how we're structured. Our membership is really more about providing support for the organization, but also receiving the benefits of the programs and services that we offer.
Very nice. Thank you.
I also see that something that you guys do cover often, and we talked about this last too, is your support around domestic and sexual violence. We've been reading a ton of that in the news these days. It is getting out of hand. What kind of support services and resources do you supply or provide to survivors of domestic violence?
So of the 92 Urban League affiliates across the country, we are the only one that has a domestic violence and sexual assault program that is funded by the U.S. Department of Justice's Office on Violence Against Women.
Why is that? Why are you the only one?
That's a good question. I think the other affiliates do some work that around domestic violence, but we're the one who has applied for and received funding from the Department of Justice. And so that funding supports the work that we do on training first responders to be culturally proficient when dealing with victims and survivors. So that's training the fire department, training police department, training EMTs that when you show up to the home of Black people, there's a certain level of interaction that needs to be done differently.
Absolutely.
In addition to understanding the dynamics of what's taking place in a domestic violence situation. But we also work with clergy, training clergy. There's as an ordained reverend in the African Methodist Episcopal Church, I can attest that there is a lot of unspoken norms that exist within the church around domestic violence and sexual assault, how we don't want to talk about certain things, but it is incumbent upon pastors in particular that they understand the signs and symptoms of domestic violence and sexual assault and the intervention strategies and techniques. And so we have Reverend Tracy Jackson, who heads up our program and is training, in addition to the first responders, clergy in the Black community, but also providing supports and services. So helping people in filing restraining orders, helping people develop safety plans when they're trying to extract themselves from a situation where there has been domestic violence or sexual assault. Sometimes it's just even helping people move and find a place to stay, or connecting them with employment opportunities now that they've had to move out of their home and the disruption that comes with their lives.
I love how you make it clear that these things are, general, but when you are moving within the Black and brown community or communities of color, there needs to be specific training around culture.
Absolutely.
And I think obviously from your background and the fact that you are around these people, you speak with such conviction that things could change if we just kind of look at it differently and pay a little bit more attention to the detail of how things could happen.
Exactly.
Especially in domestic violence situations and, sexual violence situations like that, like kind of taking a little bit more precaution. Because again, of people who read the news all the time and hear about these different things, oftentimes we're like, they could have handled that a little bit differently. You know, like that could have been done a little bit better than that. You know, like that could have been de-escalated. And that's something that we do have to really emphasize here.
Absolutely.
Especially is just cultural norms and cultural taboos and things that we don't talk about, but things that do need to be addressed.
Right.
So that is very, very important. I love this. Again, I'm a big fan of the Urban League. I'm a big fan of what you guys have going on. And then one more program that you guys touched about, and this has directly to do with the fact that all of our Walgreens and all of our pharmacies are now missing out of the hood. And we ain't got no way to get our little prescriptions and stuff like that. And that can only exacerbate the issues that we already have
that exist.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you guys have recently with Walgreens pharmacy closure, for which there is an exciting partnership development with the city of Boston and Lyft to get residents to a nearby pharmacy. How did you guys help with that?
Yeah, so the city reached out and it's, we're still finalizing the details, but essentially we want to make sure that there's not a huge gap in coverage or service. And so as the Walgreens on Warren Street closed, the city was thinking about ways to make sure that at the very least seniors and maybe people with disabilities can get to whatever location their medicines are going to, or prescriptions are going to be sent to. And so in a partnership with the city and Lyft, we'll be working to provide rides to people who had their pharmacy at one of the locations that's now closed, and the ride will be to wherever the next nearest open pharmacy is, and it'll be a ride voucher to the pharmacy and back.
That's so important, and really I hope that it gets whatever funding or whatever it needs, because that's one of the biggest concerns is that, all right, people are like, oh, but there's a pharmacy. How am I supposed to get there?
Right.
How am I supposed to get there?
Especially for people who were walking or it was right on the 23. They could hop on and hop off and get their prescription and head back home. And now it's just like, you got to go to Lower Mills.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like that complicates
I don't know where no man's is. Shoot.
Right. And the important piece around the partnership with Lyft is that they have different modes of scheduling the rides. People can either just get a pass and they can plug that into their own Lyft if they are capable of using Lyft. Nice. But then there's some folks who are just like, miss me with that technology. I still got a rotary phone in the crib. What am I doing?
Call me a cab.
Exactly. So the City of Boston's Age Strong Commission will be fielding calls from people to schedule the rides for them.
Oh, good.
So that they don't have to worry about having a smartphone. And that way they can get picked up and then have a ride to deliver them back home. And so I think it's just a unique opportunity for a nonprofit like the Urban League to partner with the city and a company like Lyft to address the significant deficiency that has been created by a corporate entity in our community that has, created this situation now where people are in greater need.
Yeah. And it's important that you guys are, I think it's a great partnership because where you're located too, you're located right there in the heart of where all of them, dispense. So you can fully understand the need that we need. Usually we have people coming from all over the places, coming to help and support. Y'all don't know what's going on down here.
Right.
You don't know our struggle.
Right.
Thank you for helping, but you don't know our struggle. And then you guys have a bunch of things coming up this summer too, just kind of getting out there. You have a health expo that is being worked on right now. We'll tell them more information about it later.
We can jump into it right now. I think, I mentioned our breakfast on May 21st. That'll be a great opportunity, again, to celebrate and empower women. But then on June 1st, and this is something that had to be rescheduled from last year, and Spark FM was our media sponsor for it, is our Healthy Vibes Health Fair.
Wait, Tristan, drop it at.
The vibes are.
Yeah. So that's gonna be on June 1st. Do you know where it's gonna be?
Yeah, we're gonna be at the parking lot next to RCC.
Okay, good.
Under the solar
Yeah.
panels. And so last year we were supposed to have it in June, but the weather had us reschedule it till September. But then again, the weather had us reschedule it to a date uncertain, and so now we're on for June 1st. We're going to be having DJ D Nice as the attraction.
Club quarantine.
Exactly.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Yes, and so the whole idea behind the concept is that there were a lot of people who were pushed off the Medicaid rolls.
Yeah.
And so Medicaid redetermination is happening, and we wanted to make sure that people were aware of how to get re-enrolled after having been pushed off post-pandemic. And so we figure if you have a celebrity attraction like DJ D Nice, people are going to be more inclined to come out, and when they come out, they're going to find out information about Medicaid redetermination, if not for themselves, for family members, neighbors, friends, but also get some health screenings and find out from different healthcare providers about mental health services, regulating your blood pressure, diabetes, multiple sclerosis. There are any number of issues that are present in our community and the health disparities that come along with it. And the more information and resources that we can provide to our community, the better informed our community will be, and the better able we will be to address those issues so that we are not dying off or living in chronic pain or discomfort because of disease.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And lack of health care.
Yeah, and lack of health care.
And
Make it,
insurance.
I'll say this, you got to make health and politics and community sexy, because that's when people really come out to it. Even if it's not for the medical part, they'll be there by accident. And usually when you're just kind of standing around, but like, let me scroll over here to get my blood pressure checked just in case. You know, things like that. You know, like if I can have fun while I'm getting healthy, win a little prize, hear a little music, do an electric slide, and get my blood sugar tested at the same time.
Hello, somebody.
That, you know, something like that. I like it.
No,
I'm there.
These are important, and you know, and then on June 6th we'll be having our Rebuild Boston Jobs Fair, where we have close to 100 employees that'll be available again at RCC at the Reggie Lewis Center. Well, there'll be plenty of employers. We'll also have some workshops and clinics in the morning around interview skills and resume building. Again, another opportunity to serve the community, provide resources and information, and it's a great opportunity for employers. We're living in a time where diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives are under attack. And so when companies and corporations are talking about trying to have a more diverse workforce, it draws scrutiny. If you come to a job fair with the Urban League, you don't have to talk about DEI. You just show up because we are the diversity. We are doing the equitable work, and we are inclusive. And so that's going to benefit those companies and corporations and universities and city and state agencies. So that's on June 6th at the Reggie Lewis Center.
Make sure you give us a full write-up of all these things going on, because we will be there to support. Make sure any information that you guys have concerning Brockton and that you need to reach out to the community, also let us know so that we can get the messaging out there. We want as much help to come to one of our high schools as possible. We hear about it too much, and you know, a lot of people are willing to help and they want to put their time in. So I think that would be a really great thing. Rashawn, thank you so much for coming. It's been, I know that I'm trying to get you out, but for the time that you have to get out. But yes, it's important to keep on checking in with you. So we'll probably do this maybe quarterly, just so we can figure out, you know, what's going on, what you have going on new, what events are going on, and any new resources that you have, especially as you guys develop the ones that you already have, and keep us updated with updates, because this has been really, really, really great.
Wonderful. Thank you.
With that said, people, we're going to go to another commercial break, and we'll be right back in a few moments. Keep it locked right here. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Let's start with the big question.
The all-new Spark FM.
Massachusetts Social Equity Program creates pathways into the cannabis industry for those most harmed by the war on drugs. The Cannabis Control Commission offers free education and tools to navigate the legal marketplace, including focused training and support on entrepreneurship, management, entry-level employment, and ancillary vendor support. To apply, visit masscannabiscontrol.com/equity. That's MASS cannabiscontrol.com/equity.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head-on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
Finally Home is a must-read, step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time home buyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, home ownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tailor-made Real Estate Easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Taylor Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. A goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read. It is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
Want to give your baby a head start? Get the best protection against flu and COVID-19. Because their immune system isn't fully developed at birth, babies need additional protection. When you get vaccinated while pregnant, it can keep you and your baby from getting sick. As they get older, this can result in more time in school and daycare for them, and more productive time at work for you. Vaccines are safe and effective for children as they grow. No matter where you are on your pregnancy journey, flu and COVID vaccines can boost your and your baby's natural defenses and protect your family. Stay up to date with your vaccines. Stay healthy. Talk with your trusted healthcare provider today. Brought to you by the Boston Public Health.
Boston's new home for urban Caribbean music. Spark FM. Spark FM. Playing all your favorite hits from reggae. Spark FM.
If you no mess with where you are gonna see a million. We got it gon' go long just like the Amazon.
Spark FM.
I know that life is not easy. No say we are for win. Walk with the camera like Jesus.
Soca. Hip hop.
Yeah, we on and we going crazy.
R&B.
You could do damage. You could do damage.
Afrobeats and much more. Spark FM. Spark FM.
Boy, I've been watching you like a hawk in the sky. If I were you were my prey. Boy, I promise you, if we keep holding hands, I know that one of these days we gon' pick it up as we talk on the phone. I don't know them. I don't want nobody.
Does she say that about the hawk in the sky? That what you said made sense.
Yes.
Is that what it says?
What she say about a hawk in the sky?
I've been watching you like a hawk in the sky.
Oh yeah, she says that.
I never knew that.
I've been
I
watching.
know the words, girl. I know the words.
That's an owl.
How does that song go in the left?
If I let you go, you can't tell nobody.
You gotta get on this beat.
I can't do this too fast.
I hope you're responsible. You ain't nobody. I'm not too anybody. If
my goal is it your goal? Sometimes I'm goody.
Okay, why don't I know?
Oh, sometimes I'm naughty.
Yeah.
Why don't I know the chorus to that song? I only know the verses.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh my God, I'm so special and spectacular that I would know only the chord, only the verse.
Yes, you are.
What are we gonna eat today, everybody?
I don't know.
Boy,
but
I'm hungry.
No, I am hungry. I would like to eat something, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
What is it?
I would like to go get a nice salad, but I don't know.
I was thinking more like a pancake.
Pancake.
You said you want to eat healthy, and now you want
I want
pancake.
more like a I want like a.
It could be a scallion pancake.
I want more like an omelet, with a little beef in it.
They don't have that on today.
On Thursdays.
What
I
you
know.
thinking about?
Exactly. Or I want that. I want a meal.
Big Fits.
That's yummy.
Big Fits.
Big Fits? Where'd you find Big Fits? Golly.
There is one in Woburn though.
There is. And when I pass it every time, I'm like,
I always want to go in there to get a little baby apple pancake.
Is that what they have?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you remember that? The Dutch, it's a Dutch pancake, the baby apple. It's like a really good like custardy kind of pancake with caramelized apples and cinnamon on it.
Oh, wow.
And they serve it with 1 scoop of ice cream. It's delightful.
Delightful. I love it. It's time for our national and world news. Miss Tony, hit me.
A quick run through with these because, we're pressed for time. Escaped white supremacist inmate and accomplice still at large after Idaho hospital ambush. I was just reading quickly about this. Authorities are searching for a white supremacist Idaho prison inmate and an accomplice who fled after the accomplice shot and wounded corrections officers as they were transporting the inmate from a Boise hospital. Police said Nicholas Umfenor is suspected of shooting 2 corrections officers during Wednesday's ambush in the ambulance bay at St. Alphonsus Regional Medical Center. A warrant with a $2 million bond has been issued for his arrest on 2 charges of aggravated battery against law enforcement and 1 charge of aiding and abetting an escape. He and his inmate Skylar Mead drove off early Wednesday after the shooting in a gray 2020 Honda Civic with Idaho plates. It's not known where they are or where they are headed. 3 corrections officers were shot and wounded during the attack, 2 allegedly by Umfenor and 1 by responding police. Oh, the police shot one of their own. Oh, wow.
That sucks. Who shot you, my partner?
I know. As officials described Mead, 31, as a white supremacist gang member. Mead was sentenced to 20 years in 2017 for shooting at a sheriff's sergeant during a high-speed chase. And now you shot at another one, and now you on the run.
Because some people just don't want to behave. Like some people just be like, I'm already in trouble. I'm going to keep on getting in trouble then.
Yeah, so what is your end game here?
Foolishness. Pure foolishness.
Yes, that is so crazy that happened.
Caller, you're live. Spark FM Online. Hello. All right. Go ahead.
1 officer shot by the suspect was in critical but stable condition, while the 2nd wounded had serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The 3rd injured corrections officer also sustained non-life-threatening injuries when a responding officer, incorrectly believing the shooter was still in the emergency room and seeing an armed person near the entrance, opened fire. This brazen and violent and apparently coordinated attack on Idaho Department of Correctional personnel to facilitate an escape of a dangerous inmate was carried out right in front of the emergency department where people come for medical help, often in the direst of circumstances, said the police chief. They are still on the run. They are looking for them, and they have not been caught yet. Hopefully, they will catch them before the end of this day. That's awful.
That is terrible.
Awful. What else do we have here? Massachusetts. Mass weather. Weekend snow is coming, and here's where and when. this is Massachusetts news. We're gonna
I
come back home a little bit.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that back just because we didn't get into the snow that's coming, and that's important.
So spring may have sprung, but parts of Massachusetts are likely to see a return of winter weather as soon as early Saturday morning. In Boston and eastern Massachusetts, the Weather Service said there is a chance of snow showers around 2 a.m. Saturday, mixing with rain after 3 a.m. The rain and snow showers are expected to continue until around 8 a.m. when the snow turns into rain. Similar pattern could play out Sunday morning with a chance of rain and snow at about 4 a.m. So we're not looking for it to stick or anything, but there will be
Just
some.
an inch.
And usually when it snows, it gets a little bit warmer, like 2 seconds warmer, right?
It is, because it can't be jet.
And when is this coming? Sunday?
Saturday morning and Sunday morning.
Boo!
The last 2 Mississippi officers to be sentenced for torturing the 2 black men. We know that they were going to be sentenced over, the 6 of them were going to be sentenced over 3 days this week. So the last 2 will be sentenced today. This will conclude it today, Thursday, the last of 2. Last 2 of 6 white officers in Mississippi who pleaded guilty to breaking into a home without a warrant and torturing 2 black men, an act the judge called egregious and despicable. So the last 2 will be sentenced today. That will be Brett Alpin and Joshua Hartfield, are set to appear separately before U.S. District Judge Tom Lee. They face lengthy prison terms for the attack, which involved beatings, repeated uses of stun guns, and assaults with a sex toy before one of the victims was shot in the mouth.
So is there saying, let's go to Florida.
Good morning to you, George. This was a shocking and disturbing crime perpetrated by the very people tasked with enforcing the law. Today, 2 more of the officers will be sentenced in the racially motivated attack that nearly killed one of the victims.
This morning, 2 former Mississippi Sheriff's deputies sentenced for their role in the brutal and racially motivated torture of 2 black men. Deputy Hunter Elward getting 20 years. Lieutenant Jeffrey Middleton sentenced to 17 and a half years. They're 2 of 6 officers who have pleaded guilty to federal felony charges. According to court documents, the officers, part of a group nicknamed the Goon Squad because of their willingness to use excessive force and not report it.
This Goon Squad has been operating without supervision.
In January of last year, the Goon Squad bursting into this home without a warrant after a white neighbor reported several black males for suspicious behavior. Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker placed under arrest in their own home without any evidence of a crime. Prosecutors say the officers then repeatedly tased the 2 men, calling them racial slurs, beating and even sexually assaulting them over the course of 90 minutes. Deputy Elward shooting Jenkins in the mouth. And as he lay there bleeding, investigators say the 6 officers conspired to cover up their actions, even planting a gun at the scene and pretending to seize drugs from the victims, leading to them being falsely charged.
Can you imagine the abject terror those 2 victims must have felt?
Tuesday, Elward apologizing to the victims.
Nobody wants you back where you did.
What'd he say?
He can't talk. He was shot in the mouth.
And Deputy Elward did apologize to the victims yesterday as he was being sentenced, but only one of the victims, not the one he shot, says he has forgiven him. As these officers are being sentenced on the federal level, they're still awaiting sentencing on state charges and are staring down a $400 million civil rights lawsuit.
Let me tell you something. What he say?
$400 million.
$400 million.
$400 million.
Pay them, men.
Pay them.
Pay them every single cent
Break
of the
bank.
$400
All
million.
of it. All
Empty
of it.
the clip. Because, first of all, something else that I got to say. You black people got to stop being so effing forgiving.
Yeah.
What are you forgiving them for?
Because he's not the one that got shot in the mouth.
Exactly. But you still got sodomized, victimized, tortured, abused, made to do sexy things with your friend, all kinds of stuff. Why are we forgetting? I know that the Lord says, and we had the pastor in here just now, and I too am part of clergy. So I do believe
Not
in
sodomized.
They didn't
They did sodomize him.
Oh,
They did.
They
They
did.
sure
Oh,
did.
yes.
They raped them and then made them take a shower together.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you.
Yes.
Boy, I tell
These
you.
people are nasty.
This is what I'm saying. I get it. You want to be right in yourself, but that's something that you got to talk to your Lord and Savior and say, Jesus, I'm glad that justice is being
Jesus paid
served.
the sins for us.
But I'm not going to be forgiven because I'm not Jesus, and I'm not going to turn the other cheek. These 6 white men, mentally and physically tortured these men, and I don't care what it is. We got to stop being so, I forgive you.
They mentally
no,
and physically tortured those men, but they mentally screwed that community.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
what are you supposed to do? Who are you supposed to trust if this is what's happening? Yeah. These people came in without a warrant, and it spent an hour and a half in there with these people who committed no crime and did this to them and thought they were justified in it. And now you want to plead guilty? Plead guilty.
Yes.
Plead. Not just say that I did it. You're pleading guilty. You're not admitting anything.
I apologize. Apologize, D's. Because no, I don't want it. I don't want your apology. No. And they should be done the same thing that they did to that man. Yeah. To them men. Did the same thing, at least for maybe not an hour and a half, because that's crazy, but they did it to them. So at least for 20 minutes a day.
Yep.
Hello, Spark FM online.
A day.
Got me upset. Good morning.
So good morning. I have a question now. They are the police, and I'm getting sodomized and getting beat up. And if I pull a burner now and hit one of them, no, I'm in the wrong.
Oh, you go to jail immediately, and that's grounds for execution.
I'm trying to defend my home and my family with 6 cops beating me up.
Yeah.
No, I'm in the wrong, right?
Yep.
Well, that's what they did. They planted a gun at the scene to try to make it seem like it was justified for them to do what they were doing.
And it doesn't.
So the black community now, right? We already don't have our own patrolling us where we live at, and if they do, some of them are bad too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Here I am as a homeowner. You kicked on my door, abusing me, beating up my whole family and my friends and what have you. And if somebody in my family come and start blasting on you, no, we are wrong.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that whole case could have been ended if one of them had at least had a little bit of freedom to fight back. That would have been completely ended for them.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
Right, because it would turn, we was threatened, and then we have to defend ourselves, so we open fire. No, you got 6 police officers loaded with 9mm. Each one of those guns got probably about 10 bullets, So you defending yourself, and all 6 open up on you now.
Yep. And I feel like that. I'm mad that I need them to face that type of physical hurt that they did.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, yeah. There's a saying in the Bible. We always say, just like you say, Tony and Sauce, I am not turning the other cheeks when something like this happens.
Yeah,
I'm not.
You know what I mean? This is not a slap me and I take it on the other cheek.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
This is something where it's an uproar where the black community now, because of this violence and this abuse by law enforcement, right, where we now go and you want to burn up police cars and you want to burn the station down, because this is more than abuse. This is like lynching.
It is lynching. 100% lynching.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And
nasty
this is what we as a black race and brown race got to deal with, and we can't even defend ourselves. If you have
what they say, you got to comply with the law. Just listen to what they say. Comply, these. Not complying. Thank you so much.
I think that Jesus himself would have devised some miracle to get back at these people, because this is that's too much.
An eye for an eye.
And say that, and we'll leave it right there. Thank you for calling. An eye for an eye. Yeah. We say it here all the time. Whatever crime you commit against people and children, you should get that on you. Absolutely. Even if it's for a little while, so that you can understand what it's like.
Oh gosh, more violence. There's this picture. Reuters put out a gallery of just the peril in the streets of Haiti. Jesus. And just some of the violence, some pictures of the violence that is going on in Haiti. There are literally just dead bodies laying in the street.
Damn.
People are walking by them. There are people who have been shot that just have to sit out there waiting for people to come. There's a picture of these 2 dead bodies. They were playing cards on the street, were riddled with bullets by the
Disclaimer,
gangs.
if you're looking at the screen, some of these images might be a little bit hard
to put these on the screen.
Yeah, just it's just so sad. There's one with this lady. She's been shot. She's just laying there in the street waiting for help. Who knows how long she has to wait? And then the gangs just sitting there chilling. And these gangs are terrorizing these neighborhoods in Haiti. And these people are just meant to be there, sitting through this and suffering. These, if you have a chance to check out these pictures,
oh my goodness, I'm gonna drop the link inside of the.
Yeah, drop the link because these pictures are. First of all, who took these pictures? They're amazing. But second of all, it's just really, really sad about what is going on there in Haiti.
Like, what do you do? Like, how do you fix this? What can people do? Like, what do you do? Like, people are just running from bullets. Like, you're just running.
And if you get hit, you just
you're just in the streets.
You're just there. Kyle Rittenhouse, speaking of running wild in the streets and shooting, Kyle Rittenhouse abruptly departed the stage during an appearance at the University of Memphis on Wednesday after he was confronted about comments made by Turning Point USA founder and president Charlie Kirk. Rittenhouse was invited by the college's Turning Point USA chapter to speak at the campus. However, the event was met with backlash when a number of students who objected to Rittenhouse's presence. Say it.
Oh my God. Why is Kyle Rittenhouse being invited to places to speak about anything? Yeah. He is a murderer and he is a criminal.
Yeah.
He is an absolute criminal, and that's allegedly nothing. He's a criminal.
Yep. So anyhow, of course, he's 21 years old. He's only 21 now. He was acquitted in 2021 of shooting and killing 2 people, and he also shot another one and injured them. In the video footage shared on X, formerly Twitter, Rittenhouse was shown standing on stage at the University of Memphis as a group of students confronted him about statements that Turning Point USA's Kirk had made in the past. Charlie Kirk has said a lot of racist things, said a student addressing Rittenhouse from the audience. What racist things has Charlie Kirk said? Rittenhouse challenged. We're going to have a little bit of a dialogue of what racist things that Charlie Kirk said. The student responded of Kirk. He said, we shouldn't celebrate Juneteenth. We shouldn't celebrate Martin Luther King Day. We should be working those days. He called Ketanji Brown. Go ahead. You have it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Let's see it.
Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk has said a lot of racist things.
Like what racist things has Charlie Kirk said? We're gonna have a little bit of a dialogue about what racist things has Charlie Kirk said.
Okay, I'll answer the question of racist things he said. He says we shouldn't celebrate Juneteenth. We shouldn't celebrate Martin Luther King Day. We should be working those days. He's called Ketanji Brown Jackson an affirmative action hire. He's talked nonsense about George Floyd, and he said he'd be scared if a black pilot was on a plane. Does that not seem racist?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, well, after all the things I just told you, would you consider that hate speech?
I'm not going to comment on that.
The CEO of Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, it's repeating. So then he got upset and walked off because he's a baby.
Why was he there in the first?
I don't know.
I want to read. Give me a second.
Who invited him and why? I don't know. I don't know. He has.
What was he invited for?
I don't know.
In January, conservative activist Kirk sparked uproar when he said, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he is qualified. He later added, it was not who I am. That's not what I believe, but said he was being made to react that way because he felt policies adopted by why Rittenhouse. I don't know why. What would be, in what way? I'm trying to figure out.
It says he was invited by the college's Turning Point USA chapter to speak at the campus.
What? Hold on. So this is the other part.
He's talked nonsense about George Floyd, and he said he'd be scared if a black pilot was on a plane. Does that not seem racist?
I don't know anything about that.
Then answer no. Does that seem racist? Is a yes or no question, Kyle.
After all the things I just told you, would you consider that hate speech?
Deflection!
And they kicked him off. They kind of
Turning Point USA is
that?
an American nonprofit organization that advocates for conservative politics on high school, college, and university campuses. Oh.
What does that mean?
So basically, because Rittenhouse is a conservative advocate, and a 2A advocate and things like that. This particular group invited him on campus to speak to their students. But you don't know, like, I don't understand why people don't understand. Like, controversy is different. Somebody like Kyle Rittenhouse, who is a complete D-head and a little scumbag, a little douchebag, all of those things.
Why weren't his parents charged with his foolishness?
Because he wasn't charged with his foolishness.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
His mama drove him there so that he could commit the crimes and gave him a gun.
Yeah, you are absolutely right.
I mean, talking about we made it back safely. Kyle, ain't nobody want to touch you. We know that you got white people privilege. You can't, nobody can. He's like a little Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He looks like a pum-pum.
He looks like a pum-pum.
Hey guys, so we just got back from Memphis University. I'm with Byron, who is helping me with my security. It was quite interesting watching the videos and seeing some of the articles from the media saying that I got there for like, this is weird.
He's a sport, like Kyle Rittenhouse is the epitome of Karen's son.
Yeah, what is it called? Affluenza.
What that boy got off for raping that girl, for assaulting that girl that one time. Affluenza. Was it? Is that what he did?
Yeah. Affluenza, yeah.
He literally is the poster boy for affluenza. Like I don't know wrong. I've never been told I was wrong.
What's his name, son? What's his name? What's the idiot's name?
Trump.
The one that killed the little boy. The one that killed the little boy with the Skittles.
Oh,
Zuckerberg.
That's
not Zuckerberg.
Zimmerman.
George,
yes.
That's George Zimmerman's son.
Yeah.
In the same family.
Yep, absolutely.
Two more headlines I'm just going to read for you. 6 injured inside a chaotic fight outside of a Salt Lake City funeral home. The 6 people was at a funeral, got into a fight, stabbed up each other. Craziness. 6 people injured.
At the funeral. That kind of happened at Benzino's mom's funeral.
When Benzino got shot.
That was when his cousin chased him and shot him on the highway.
On the highway.
In
the procession.
Yeah.
In the funeral procession. And then police say that a man got onto a plane using a photo of a girl's boarding pass, and now he faces felony charges. He had a buddy pass, couldn't get onto any flights, went to another terminal, started taking pictures of people's boarding passes on their phone, hit the picture to get onto the flight, didn't have a seat. They had already started taxiing. They had to turn the plane around and get him off and arrested him. Now he's facing felony charges. That's what he gets.
It's easy like that to just get on a plane?
Child, listen, I don't know. But then fun fact right here. I've got to share this one with y'all. I've got to share it. Tristan, pull up the picture. The Humoa, this is from our good friend Evan Dissa. The Humoa, I don't know, banana is a large, thick banana with a creamy texture and orange-pink pulp. The bananas are a Hawaiian variety and are larger and thicker than average bananas. They grow up to 10 inches long and 4 inches wide. Look at that banana.
What? How do you eat it? You know, like what am I supposed to do it?
Why's that banana so big?
Why is it? And it looked like a real banana.
It is a large, thick
4-inch
banana.
wide and 10 inches long.
10 inches long and 4 inches wide.
And it has a creamy texture.
It's larger and thicker than average bananas.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I'm a little intimidated by that banana.
As well.
That was a fun fact.
Thank you.
That's all. That's the national news.
And just for the interest of time, we'll just go right into the entertainment news. Blanket Jackson asked court not to pay grandmothers what?
Not to pay grandmothers.
Wait, Blanket, have a seat. Blanket Jackson filing to block grandmother no estate money for appeal.
Blanket, why?
Michael Jackson's family is involved in a complex legal battle, and they're not all on the same side in this one, because MJ's son Blanket is trying to stop his own grandmother from using estate money in her ongoing fight.
First of all, she's still alive.
I didn't know that either. She looks good.
She does.
Here's the deal. Blanket, MJ's youngest son, whose real name is Biggie Johnson.
Biggie Johnson.
Biggie.
Did we know that? Did we know that Blanket had a name called Biggie Johnson? Jackson. Biggie Jackson. Biggie Jackson.
BG.
BG.
Mm-hmm.
Blanket's name is BG?
Child, his name is Blanket.
Filed documents this week obtained by TMZ asking the court not to allow his grandmother Catherine to use Michael's estate money to fund an appeal of a previous ruling. What was the previous ruling? Let me see. The docs don't say exactly. I can't do anything. My computer's about to die.
The docs don't say exactly what the transaction was. It's been shrouded in mystery throughout this saga, but based on recent reporting, it seems like it may have been related to the deal the estate made with Sony to sell about half of Michael's music catalog for $600 million. Blanket explains he and his grandmother presented their arguments opposing the deal, but ultimately the court ruled against them, seemingly bringing the legal issue to a close. However, Catherine decided to appeal the ruling and a move Blanket says he doesn't want any part of, and more importantly, he doesn't want his father's estate paying for her legal bills. As you may know, he's an heir of the estate, so that cash is pretty important to him. The way Blanket explains it in the docs, the appeal has little chance of winning, and he says he doesn't think it truly benefits the beneficiaries of the trust to continue the fight. So he simply doesn't want the estate to foot the bill for it, something Catherine wants.
I get it.
Yeah.
If
you lost the fight, then
leave it alone. Don't spend more money on trying to get the fight back. Just let these children have their little money, their little coin.
Catherine, don't you just want to live out the rest of your
Boy, I tell you, women in that age is, they are very feisty and they don't listen.
You don't want to just let the young people live their lives? No, that's crazy. Anyhow, what else is going on in the news? Quavo launches new initiative to reduce gun violence in Atlanta. Thank you, Quavo. I appreciate that. Quavo has launched a new initiative in honor of his late nephew, Takeoff, with the aim of controlling gun violence in the city of Atlanta. On Wednesday, March 20th, Billboard reported that the ex-Migos rapper launched the Sparks Grants Initiative, called Quavo, which will award 10 organizations grants of $10,000 each for their programs focusing on gun violence and its regulation. I am honored to launch this grant program to honor Take and the countless families that have been affected by gun violence, the 32-year-old said in a statement. The Rocket Foundation will be giving out $100,000 in Spark grants to local organizations dedicated to reducing community violence in Atlanta. That's an awesome initiative. Applications are still being accepted for the grants, and the deadline to apply is April 21st for Quavo's Spark grant.
Good. We don't live in Atlanta, do we?
We don't, but our name is Spark.
Yes, so we should by default get it.
Something we should be able to affiliate with that in some capacity. Young Thug and YSL trial will probably take 3 years.
Tell me why.
Hasn't it been 3 years?
It has. What is the length of an average trial?
I don't know, but this just doesn't seem fair to me. Yeah, like 2 to 3 weeks, right? I've never heard of any kind of trial taking this long. They're saying that it could take up to 3 years, and I'm personally tired of it.
So they said that they still have 400 witnesses. They already cut
because
700.
Yep. Because
Only
remember, there was
40
like 1,200 witnesses or something that they had.
I just feel like at that point, it should be a cutoff. Yeah. You get 20 witnesses. These witnesses need to say all that there needs to say. Because what is the difference between 300 and 1,200?
And what is, if you need that many witnesses to prove your case, maybe your case isn't as strong as you thought? Right? That seems crazy to me.
So far, only 40 witnesses have testified.
So far, only 40. I'm
and it could take. I want to know what are all of them saying that is different, and where did they get all these witnesses? I thought snitches get stitches.
Right. How many witnesses altogether?
There's 400 witnesses
altogether.
Yes.
And only 40 have testified.
Only 40.
Ain't that the whole town?
Yeah. Who is all these witnesses? Like, where did they find them? I thought I would be scared or something like that. Now, suppose this man get off on a technicality. Now, all of you witnesses is...
Yeah.
It's currently in day 46.
It's only been 46 days? Nah, that's not right. That's not true.
Yeah.
Oh, well, business 40 days.
Active
46
days, yeah.
business days.
It started November 27th last year.
I feel like there's been more than 40 business days since November 27th of last year. That's some bull doo-doo.
Some bull doo-doo.
And then last but not least, from executive producers Luke Campbell, Jermaine Dupri, and 21 Savage, and masterfully crafted by Mass Appeal and Swirl Films, Freaknik, The Wildest Party Never Told, is premiering tonight.
What
tonight
time?
on Hulu.
Today.
It's on Hulu. It's today. So it's premiering. It's a documentary. It has several different parts. There's lots of credits going to be in it. Lots of celebrity cameos. Lots to talk about. So look out for your friends and family that was down in the Freaknik.
Who got Luhu?
We got Hulu.
We got Hulu.
What we gonna
You
watch?
don't got Hulu. Everybody got Hulu.
I need somebody. Luhu.
Bobby Steels, was you in the Freaknik?
He said no comment. No comment. Have you guys ever
I
seen?
feel like Bobby Steels was.
Have you ever seen T-Pain's Freaknik?
No. No.
T-Pain has a classic cartoon movie called Freaknik that came out like 10 years ago.
Oh.
It's amazing.
So this one is what began as a black college cookout soon became known for its lurid tales of highway hookups and legendary late-night parties that ultimately led to the festival's downfall. At its height, Freaknik was a traffic-stopping, city-shuddering juggernaut.
What year was Freaknik?
It was several years. That has become a cult classic rooted deep in the history of civil rights, thriving black leadership, and focus on the uplifting of black culture and education. Atlanta became the only place a festival like this could grow and thrive.
Years. What year did it? Like what era?
It was like
70s?
It was in the 90s. The late 90s. Late 90s. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why
I was
Luke
so mad too because I remember the Medical guidance counselor for us was a black man, right? And he came and he took all the boys on a college tour down in Atlanta, and all the boys got to go to Freaknik, but we couldn't go, and I hate that man to this day.
He took the children down to Freaknik?
No, I wanted to go on the college tour.
No, you didn't. You wanted to go to Freaknik. You wanted to show your boobs.
The college tour.
The college tour. My question is that I don't have a question, but I want to go watch it because I don't know too much about the Freaknik.
Freaknik was the all-out outdoor orgy.
What was that?
Was it called? What was it originally called?
Freaknik was like an outdoor orgy.
It got
out of control.
It got called Freaknik, but what was it supposed to be?
It's part of the Black Empowerment
It was a
Summit.
part of that whole Greek Fest thing. You know, remember Greek Fest, Freaknik?
I thought it was
Hampton
the Black
Beach.
the Black Empowerment Summit.
Look,
Can we watch the preview?
This is what Freaknik was.
Put your hands up.
Oh no.
I can't hear you.
Oh no, that wasn't it.
No, that was.
Oh, Stephanie says 1983 to 1999.
Thank you.
This year,
that was
let's
a
teach the
long
new
time.
Oh.
They was doing the freaking.
I wanted to be at the.
Oh, that's what you wanted to do?
That's what I wanted to do.
Oh wow! I'm so sorry that you weren't able to do that.
I wanted to Tootsie Roll and all them things on the highway in Atlanta. That's what, I had my high school body then. That was my high school senior year. That's when I was partying. So, all of that.
Freaknik was
Pull over that ass too.
83 to 99. Thank you, Stephanie.
Well, and that's what it is. So we getting out of here now.
And we're going to do a review on the Freaknik documentary tomorrow. So y'all homework for tonight is to go watch
the first part.
Yeah.
Watch the first part. It's coming on tonight. So season one episode event? I don't know what that means. But anyhow, we going to watch the Freaknik. Y'all have a pleasant good evening. Enjoy the rest of your day. May the sun shine upon your face.
Oh, wow.
And things like that.
The Bobby Steele Show is up next from 11 to 1. Keep it locked right here, Spark FM Online. This is Saucy and Friends in the Morning, and we'll see you tomorrow for F Word Friday. Bye-bye.
What is this, Doctor? This is well, Spark of New England, Spark FM, bringing the heat back to the airwaves. Turn us up. All